Opendoor just had one of its craziest trading sessions yet, and if you're in this stock, you probably felt that adrenaline rush. At one point on Monday, shares of Opendoor were up over 120%, climbing to nearly $4.95, before pulling back late in the session and closing at $3.22, still more than 40% up on the day. That's a massive move, and even with the late dip, the momentum is still very much alive. Now let's talk about what actually happened, and why I remain bullish heading into the rest of the week. First off, there was no new news from the company. No earnings, no guidance updates, no surprise announcements. This was a sentiment-driven rally, fueled entirely by retail enthusiasm, short squeeze dynamics, and a wave of options activity that kicked off what looked like a classic gamma squeeze. Volume was off the charts. More than 1.8 billion shares traded in a single day. That tells us this isn't just a few traders testing the waters, this is full-blown market interest, led by retail and fueled by momentum. Now about that pullback. After such a rapid run-up, a sharp drop was almost inevitable. In my view, it was simple profit-taking. Traders who got in around $1.50 or $2 likely saw the $5 mark as a short-term psychological ceiling, and many took the chance to lock in gains. But for me, that pullback was an opportunity. I doubled my position during that dip because I still think this stock has room to run, and I believe we're just getting started. Here's why. We've still got a short interest hovering between 22 to 25%. That hasn't been fully unwound yet. We've still got incredible retail momentum that's growing by the day, not fading. And perhaps most importantly, we've got a key event coming up that could light this fire even more, the shareholder vote on the proposed reverse stock split, which is scheduled for Monday, July 29th. Now let's be clear, this is not a vote to execute a split immediately. It's a vote to give the board the authority to enact a reverse split, between 1,410 and 1,450, if they choose to. But here's where it gets exciting. The stock is now well above Nasdaq's minimum listing requirement. It's no longer in danger of delisting, and that completely changes the equation. If the vote is rejected by shareholders, or if the board receives approval but decides not to exercise that authority, it could act as a huge catalyst for the next leg up. A no vote, or a board statement cancelling or postponing the split, would likely be interpreted as a vote of confidence, and in this environment, that could be enough to send this stock into overdrive. And let's revisit that $5 level. We tapped it briefly yesterday but couldn't break through, and I think that was a real psychological barrier. If we can smash through that level, and hold it, I believe we could see acceleration toward the $10 mark and even a move toward $20 this week. Yes, you heard that right. $20 is still on the table this week. I know that might sound aggressive, but think about it. We've seen meme stocks like GameStop and AMC make 10x moves in similar setups. With the short interest still in place, retail volume surging, and a potential major catalyst looming, the ingredients are all here. Now let's not forget the bigger picture. Opendoor is still the leading iBuyer in the US, operating in over 50 metro areas. The US housing market is a $35 trillion industry. If Opendoor captures even a small slice of that with its tech-first model, the long-term upside is very real. And that's why hedge fund manager Eric Jackson laid out a long-term price target of $82. That might seem far off right now, but it reinforces the idea that Opendoor isn't just a trade, it could be a transformational play if everything lines up. That said, I do want to acknowledge the risk. If the board goes ahead with a reverse split despite the price recovery, it could put a short-term damper on momentum. A split doesn't change fundamentals, but it can spook retail traders and mess with liquidity. It wouldn't kill the rally, but it could complicate the narrative. So this week, and especially the days leading up to the vote, are all about positioning. If you believe this squeeze still has gas in the tank, and if you think the board might blink and hold off on the split, the next few sessions could be explosive. Let me know in the comments, did you add to your position during the pullback like I did? Are you aiming $4.10, or even $20 this week? Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, we're right in the middle of something big. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.